So before we get into today's video, just want to say thank you to everyone who has been watching the couple episodes so far. Been very positive all around from what I've seen, so definitely thank you for that. Also, if you play on PC and you would like to add me as a friend and maybe we can join up and do some dungeoning and all that fun stuff, just feel free to track down. It's at CodenameSoap inside the Elder Scrolls Online. But that's going to be it for right now. Again, thank you. Thank you all for the positive feedback on this series. I'm glad you're liking it so far. But before we get into the gameplay, as always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. So we're almost to these pilgrims. Looks like right over this way. Oh, and before we do that, we do have a reward to claim. Instant woodworking research. Oh, inventory's full. Imagine that. Okay, here, let's see. I can open that up as well. Let's see here. A bow. No, we definitely want that. Sword, mace. Little iron dagger there. Okay, I'm just trying to look at some stuff we might be able to just drop off. Probably a couple of axes, I would imagine. And this staff. And then, drop off one of those and one of those. Okay. So now we have our reward to claim. All right. And then let's go back to, yeah, that's the instant woodworking research, but we're not researching woodworking at the moment. So I'm going to use this traveler's luggage. So we got filled soul gem, cast off bow, which does have a weapon damage enchantment and a training ability on it, which is good for gaining, your skills and points and XP and all that by 5%, so we'll definitely be taking that. I'm gonna just do a bit of this though. Alright, so medium stamina and as training, yeah, we definitely want to equip that. Faux show. These. Okay, how much do we have in the way of light? Is it just, yeah, I think that's okay for now. All right, where were we? Pilgrim.
Strange. They're alive, but unresponsive. Check the crates and see if they contain the smuggled items.
Okay, we can do that. So let's just have a little looky-loo. This crate. Some dust and ashes. The only evidence that the smuggled funerary urns were in this hidden compartment is the dusting of ash inside. Okay.
Did you find anything of interest in the crate?
Well, the crate was empty except for some dust and ash.
I can't believe anyone knowingly involved would have let themselves be exposed to the storm. Perhaps the pilgrims were tricked into transporting the crate. Or maybe it was slipped into their cart.
Maybe. Well, should we check the temple now?
Yes, of course. Though I fear what we may find there. The temple was clearly at the center of the storm. Regardless, there's still a lot we don't know about the effects of this ritual. Observing the target area could offer new insights.
Okay, well, let's head to the temple now. All right. Time to investigate the temple. Which is going to be just back up this way, but first things first, we got a little runestone action. Pick up. We'll take all of that, please. Oh. Apprentice crafting harvester. Don't mind if I do. Alright, so yeah, just right up this way. Oh. Every time I press shift for the first time, it brings up the Steam overlay, which won't show up on here. But I don't know why. There's a priest right there. Alright, let's have a little chit-chat with you.
Please. Oh, please. Thank Meridia. The priests and pilgrims of Kiltree Temple. We need assistance. A great and terrible storm struck, and so many of us were lost.
So, what's Kilcreath Temple? We know.
A temple dedicated to Meridia, the Lady of Light. Pilgrims come from across Skyrim to pray and seek blessings, especially at this time of the year. Please, talk to Priest Bavian. You'll find her in the nearby cave, tending to the injured.
Okay, well, who's this Priest Bavian?
She's the ranking priest, after High Priest Varkor. But we haven't seen a High Priest since the storm hit. Bavian led a group of us to safety. There are more priests and pilgrims out there. If you're willing to help, please talk to Bavian.
Okay, I'll talk to the priest.
The living take precedence. We should search for survivors while investigating the pikes.
Agreed. Got our furry co-pilot over here today. Alright, so, just real quick. Talk to the priest. But it looks like, more or less, no, we're not going to the same place. Just making sure. Alright, so, we're here. I don't feel like running away from here. Let's go talk to someone. Alright, let's get this. Alright. Helm, no, but a sip of health I will take. Okay. Listen! Alright, some more vampies. Oh. Tried to get behind him. Come on. There we go. More vampies. There could be a chest over here, potentially. There is. Alright. Essentially, for those of you who are unsure, you more or less just press these down until it starts to wiggle, then you let go. You just have to let go, like, right when it starts to wiggle. Okay. That adds maximum magicka. Critical resistance by 120%. So, I mean, even though we're not focusing on magicka, this definitely does help, which is great. So, what we're gonna do, just drop this off real quick. And by drop off, I mean destroy. Take that. We will equip this because it has more armor, but it also does other things, but more armor, and it's still light, which is good. All right. So let's just take care of these. Careful. Oh, get it. Battle axe shock. Don't really need that. Cool book. Search the Aaron lockpick for sure. Okay, anything else up here before we keep moving on? I don't think so. Alright, so let's just keep moving. Lots of bodies. Lots of priests. An acolyte. Let's examine them. See what we can
These
find.
are temple priests and pilgrims. It seems the storm killed them.
Okay, let's have a chat.
I'll need to perform more tests. But from what we've seen, I believe the storm affects mortals in 3 distinct ways. It kills them, transforms them into harrow fiends, or leaves them mindless. I suppose I'd say it harrowed those poor pilgrims.
Okay, so what do we do next?
I want to learn more about the ritual, and how it produces the harrow storms. And I need to confirm my theories about the storm's effects. I'll start by examining the residue from the witch pike to identify the components used to power the ritual.
And what do you need to examine the residue?
My alchemical equipment. It's extremely fragile, so I left it in my pack. I hid it among a copse of trees once I saw all the vampires and harrow fiends. Once I retrieve it, I can find a place to begin my analysis.
All right, well, let's go find your pack. All right. So it's somewhere above our current location. Not necessarily like right above, but, you know, that way. In fact, it's on just off the road. Over that way. So let's head out. This real quickly. Oh. Come on. Thought I got out of that time. Oof, they came flying at us. Lock off balance. There we go. Okay. Something in my eye. So now, just back up over this way. Here's something. Bear? Troll? Vampiric bear. That's always fun. Come on, attack. Do something. There we go. A little bit of gold. Now, one of the nice things about ESO, so there's like wood you can chop, you know, and things you can mine similar to other Elder Scrolls games. But there's like an eyelash. But unlike those, you don't need to carry an axe or a pickaxe. You can just walk up and, hey, I have one. Which is very nice, quite convenient. We'll take that. Okay, so somewhere over here. Is this it? Should be right. Ah.
That's close enough, Leech.
Wait, wait! I'm not part of the coven!
Lyris.
Looks like I made it back just in time. This place is crawling with vampires, and that one was about to make a meal out of you.
Hold on, Lyris. That's Fenorian of House Ravenwatch. Ravenwatch. He's investigating the Ice Reach Coven just like us.
House Ravenwatch. I've heard of them, but he's a long way from Rivenspire. Well, if you're willing to trust a vampire, I suppose I can too. I spotted a Coven Witch. If we hurry, we might be able to catch her.
Coven Witch? Where?
On the cliff overlooking the temple. Calls herself Sister Embrit. I was going to rush her, but I wanted to make sure you hadn't run afoul of any of these monsters first. No offense, Fen. Come on. If we're lucky, the witch is still up there.
Okay, I'll meet you up there.
Perhaps I could question the witch before you introduce her to your impressive axe blade?
So he looks like he's trying to pick up some stuff. His. Let's get our runestone. Or runestones, actually. Just chilling. Alright, I hear some more creepy crawlies. See a good amount of creepy crawlies. Alright. Come on. Oh. Some gold. We'll take it. All right, let's get some more creepy crawlies here. Watch it. All right, necklace. We'll try to take it, just because if we deconstruct it, we get an extra bit of inspiration. So I think I'll drop off this in order to take said necklace. Chest back in there. Or a heavy sack. Looks like there might be one in that bucket, but let's just come around this way. Priest. Okay. Heavy sack. Some columbine. Whoa. Ingredients. Anything else? Alright. Keep moving. There actually is one thing I forgot to do. Oh, can I get to that? Can you open? No, that's basically in my, well, now that I think of it, I haven't joined a Mage's Guild, so I don't need to turn on the LoreBooks just yet. So never mind that. Basically, in my markers, they're markers for LoreBooks. So that way, when we join a Mage's Guild, because we will, we can level up that a bit easier. Alright. Sure, we're going to do plenty of fighting, so we don't necessarily need to fight everything. Speaking of. Alright. So.
Not even harrowed. It seems the ritual needs refinement.
Kill her before she can summon another storm.
On it.
Willing sacrifices. How nice.
Sacrifice! I'd rather give you my axe.
Come on, attack. Get out of the way. Holding to exploit. Careful. Almost rolled into that. Ugh. We're getting slowed down. It's not good for us. Oh. There we go. Okay.
I hoped you could take her prisoner. No matter. I found something. This way?
Go with your vampire friend. I'm gonna look around.
All right. Want to take some stuff. Okay, back to dropping things off. Okay, that. See, I honestly thought we were going to be like in a town for this, so I could, you know, sell and do all this stuff. I mean, granted, we went to Solitude, but it was just like, all right, to adventure. Ooh, Raymore style. Sounds cool. Alright. Weaponry, though, that we're not really needing any changes there at the moment. Let's just take a little look around. Don't really see much else currently. Nope, okay. Runestones. Mr. Fox, how's it going? Alright, so what are the findings? More runestones. Take these. Okay. Oh.
Do you see? These are the same as the urns smuggled from Bankarai. They didn't just shatter, they exploded. I can sense traces of magicka clinging to the shards that match the energy used in the storm ritual. These other fragments, though.
Other fragments also giant.
All this rubble scattered around didn't just come from these urns. The texture and patterns are different. They appear to have used the funerary dust in the urns to summon the Harrow Storms. But I'm not sure what was inside the larger vessels.
Larger vessels?
Look at the shape of the fragments. They come from a hollow receptacle of some sort. Something at least as tall as you. Perhaps larger. Just another piece of the puzzle. Maybe when I analyze the witchpike residue, an answer will suggest itself.
Well, come to Solitude with us. There must be a place, there where you can set up your equipment.
Thank you, but no. I try to avoid large population centers. The temptation. You understand. I'll find someplace nearby, but out of the way where I can set up my equipment and work undisturbed. I'll send word when I have something to report.
You have a location in mind?
I met a clever woman who lives in the bog near Morthal. Old Mjolin's a dying breed among the Nords, a practitioner of the old magic. The locals both admire and fear her. If anyone can help me untangle the Coven's ritual, it's her.
And what makes you think old Mjolin can help?
Mjolin's experience with the old ways and reach magic make her ideally suited to assist me in this endeavor. She's the closest thing to an expert we're likely to find out here. At least one who doesn't want to feed our eyes to a harpy.
Makes sense. Okay, well, goodbye. All right, Laris.
So, what did your vampire friend discover?
Well, Fenorian thinks the Harrow Storms create the Harrowfiends and the Harrowfiends. Harrow Storms. Modal.
Reach witches summoning magical storms to create feral vampires? That's horrible, but to what purpose? Well, that's the next puzzle to solve. First, we need to get this information to the Queen. Here. This was for Brondel, but it's yours now.
Nice. Thank you.
Queen Gerhild needs to hear what we discovered at Kilcreath Temple. Hopefully that will be enough for her to get us an audience with Svargrim.
Well, do we have enough evidence to convince the King and Queen of the danger? Because that's why we're here.
The Queen seemed reasonable. She'll believe us. As for Svargrim, who can tell? I haven't met the man, but everything I've heard describes him as prideful, arrogant, and hard-headed. Even with the Queen's help, there's no guarantee.
Okay, so what do we do if High King Svargrim refuses to see us?
I'd like to knock down the palace door, grab him by the throat, and shake him until he listens. That would probably start a war, though, and Yoren specifically asked me to avoid that. For now, let's bring our evidence to Queen Gerhild.
Okay, let's go see the High Queen.
If there's anything else we need to discuss, let's get it out of the way now, before we return to Solitude.
Nope, I'm good. Okay. So, Embrit's Ice Flame. So it does frost damage, increases physical and spell penetration by 1,561. It is part of a set. So, of course, if you've played any RPGs, well, not any, but a lot, there's some set items where if you have one piece equipped, it does this, but then 2 adds this, and 3 adds this, and all that. So, I think this will become our main one, and then our Ice Dagger of Flame will go into our other hand, and then we just won't use the sword. So you can go there, and then you can go there, which is nice. And we also got a level to claim. We talked to Laris as well. So we got some stuff to do, but I need to, 1, give me a drink. 2, I can feel something in my eye, so I want to get that taken care of. So, time out. Time in. Okay. Thing is out of eye. Drink. Acquired. So, let's get our level 5 rewards. 2 attribute points and 2 skill points. So we got some rings and the racial skill line. Get out of here, and I'm just going to destroy. Okay. Now, Lame. Alright, so we have got 2 attribute points, both into stamina. We shall commit. We have 2 skill points, which is great. Alright. 1 second, just checking my recording. Okay. So we unlocked a Legerdemain. Sneaky sneaks kind of stuff, which is cool. Racial, though, we unlocked our Red Guard skills, so passive. Increases your experience gain with the one hand and shield skill line by 15%, so that's just, boom, done. Martial training reduces the cost of your weapon abilities by 2%. Reduce the effectiveness of snares applied to you by 5%. We're not going to get that just yet. Because what I'm looking at is getting some morphing on. So basically morphing is like upgrading a skill. So for example, Assassin's Blade, I would like to upgrade, potentially. Veiled Strike, got that. Potentially as well. And Siphoning on Strife, we've got those as well. So I definitely want to upgrade the Veiled Strike. Let's see. Yeah, because that's the flank one. It's kind of our go-to. So I definitely want to get that upgraded. Let's see. Surprise. 3,803 physical damage if you're flanking. Shred through their small portion of their armor, reducing their physical resistance by 2% for 8 seconds. Attacking with surprise attack from the flank stuns the enemy for 3 seconds. And it converts it into a stamina ability. So there we go. I would like to morph that. And it just automatically morphs it. As you can see right here. You don't have to go and equip anything. Alright, so other than that, let's see. Steal an enemy's life force, dealing 2,250 magic damage. Heals up to 2 targets. And that's nice. That helps our sustain. I shall take that. Most excellent. And I think our next one that we might be looking at, Flurry. Once we get another skill point, battering them with 5 consecutive attacks that each deal 529 physical damage. The final hit deals 300% more damage. Oof. Yeah, I think I'm looking at this. So if we pick up another skill point along the way, I think we pop that as well. Okay, so we got that. Let's get our rings open as well. Use those. So it's part of a set. Together adds 1,522 maximum health. It's okay. Just do a bit of that. I don't know why I exited out of that. Okay. So now we come over here. We equip. Boom. There we go. Max health is now up. I can raise Magicka, but we don't really need it. Okay. Lyris.
If there's anything else we need to discuss, let's get it out of the way now, before we return. Hey, you and Fenorian came to that conclusion, not me. Still, it makes as much sense as anything. As to why, I have no idea. Its connection to vampires, though, that's troubling. We should keep Fen away until we get into Svargrim's good graces.
Okay, well, Fenorian is going to seek help from a clever woman near Morthal.
A clever woman? Out here? Nords are extremely distrustful of magic, especially Nords from western Skyrim. I'm surprised the people of Morthal tolerate her presence. If anyone can help Fen figure out the Coven's ritual, though, it would be her.
Should we help them with the research?
Our priority remains getting an audience with High King Svargrim. We need to convince him that the Ice Reach Coven is a threat to his kingdom, and get him to help us stop them. Let's return to Solitude and present our findings to the Queen.
Okay. So, now we get back to Solitude. Let's check here. There's one of the priests that we need to talk to is on the way. So we'll do that. Oh, we also got a Spriggans. Exploited. Boom. Good amount of damage there. Bristleback and a giant. Fighting each other. Sort of, but not really. I guess the bristleback killed off the mammoth. I can't go this way. I could fight them, but I'm just gonna not fight two enemies at once right now. No thank you, especially big boys. Okay. Spriggan. Oof. Oof. Nice and quick. Take that. Little torch bug action. Just keep moving. Ooh, thieves' cache. Careful. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Got him from the flank. Alright, we're slowed a bit, which is fine. There is a thieves' trove we shall steal from. Gold. Most pillaging. What's that going with that? Let's take a little look-see. Crimson Nern Root, bat oil. I will take all that. I already have one of those. Can't stack it? I don't know about that. Okay. I'm actually gonna go ahead and use this crown fortifying meal. Just to give us a nice little boosty boost. Okay, so... Oh. Take that. Take that. Okay. Collect from the water skin. Take it. Alright, so now we got a couple hours worth of boosts, which is always good. Just gotta make our way over this way. Search. Gold. Take it. Get out of the way. Careful. They're coming after me. I'll take that. Just keep moving. More rune stones. Oh. At one point, we're doing 11k damage on that. Nice. Take those. Let's keep going. Alright, so in here, we should find priest.
Another pilgrim seeking shelter from a storm? No, you don't appear to be a pilgrim. What brings you here?
I met a priest outside. He said you needed assistance.
Even in our darkest hour, Meridia provides a light. We were on our way to see High Priest Varkor when the storm hit. I've never seen such power. It raged like a thing alive. I gathered who I could, but the others are still out there.
Where do you want me to look?
Start at the stables to the northwest. I saw Acolyte Yold, Priest Irena, and Roligmorph the Pilgrim seek shelter there. If you find them, send them back here. After that, meet me at the Pilgrim's Lodge to the west of the temple.
Okay, I'll look for the people you mentioned at the stables.
Look for Yolt, Dyrena, and Roligmoth at the stables. Then meet me at the Pilgrim's Lodge. I will head there after I finish caring for these injured souls. Meridia's light shine upon you, good friend.
Okay. So. Now we got to go take a little look-see. Not too far away. Just over here, so not too bad. Essentially back where we came from. So we'll just do that, no big deal. But just in case anything decides to respawn, let's be ready for it. Alright, now you'll talk to me, huh? Nope. Meridia medallion. Take it. Got the one inside here. Stable Master's
Why
house.
has Meridia forsaken me?
Hey, you.
High Priest Vakor will find me. Meridia will save me. When things are darkest, her light shines the way. Please don't eat me.
Well, Priest Vavian sent me. I'm here to help.
Priest Bavian? Where's High Priest Vakor? Did those horrible creatures get her? We hid in the stables, but then Priest Dyrena changed. That's when I ran in here.
We'll go meet Priest Bavian and the others in the caves to the southwest. I'll check on Priest Dyrena. Okay. Just do all the searching. See if we find any goodies of note. Okay. So down here, we'll also search. Hello. Blueprint, the design. This gosh darn minute. Let's see. Okay, everything's been stacked according to this. Alright, I'll take you and you. We're going to use the blueprint, use the design, so that way you just learn some things. Search baskets. Some poultry. Take it. Some borscht. I think berries. Foods and all that good stuff. Or pumpkins. Okay. So now, got here. I just need to talk to Borfer, or get to the Pilgrim's Lodge, I should say. Oh, that stun for a few seconds is nice. Just sit there and not have to worry. For the most part. Alright, Pilgrim's Lodge. Oh, hello there. So slow. So slow. Let's keep moving. Alright, this. Ooh, get some nightshade. While we're here. More runestones. So always getting the ingredients and the crafty doos and all the fun stuff. frozen. Alright. Anything back? Don't see anything. Careful. Try to get around him. There we go. Dragon Roos. Or Russ. Roos. Roos.
Acolyte Ivina,
Roos.
please, wake up.
Grace.
Acolyte Ivina can't hear me. She's standing right here, but she's gone.
At Acolyte, she's just like Priest Darina at the stables.
Is this what would have happened to all of us if I hadn't gotten the others into the cave? I tried to heal Ivina, but Meridia's light had no effect. But what was that about Priest Darina and the stables?
Well, I found the people you sent for healed safe. Rolgamolf is dead, and the other.
Is like poor Ivina. We must find High Priest Varkor. If anyone is powerful enough to cure this unnatural ailment, it will be her. Meridia willing. We'll find the High Priest and everyone else safe in the temple.
Well, let's head to the temple. Okay. But first, I search and loot all of your goodies. Don't need that. And even though we are basically full on the inventories, the dresser made a weird noise. Fire the base cannon. That's it. Search the desk. If it lets me. There we go. Nice little setup we got here. Not too shabby. Anything? Cupboard. Some small game. Sure. Fish. Sure. Eat. Garlic. It'd be cool if, like, I take their garlic and now vampires get in here and start killing everyone. Be a cool little touch. Okay. So now.
We need to find High Priest Varkor. Let's head to the temple.
Okay. Oh, who thinks they saw something? Nope. Okay. I'm going to exploit. Boom. Gold. Wheeled up, which is always nice. Boom, take that. You two again. Hi-ya! There you go. Iron Helm stamina. It's not bad. Not bad, but I think I'm just gonna take those. Alright. Back to the temple.
By Meridia's light, so many dead. How could Meridia let this happen to her faithful?
Good question. Alright, so now we just need to go into the temple.
Monsters in this holy place. We need to find the temple priests.
Okay, we will. Just remember, there's something else I need to do. I need to adjust my hotkeys. So, time out. There we go. Basically, once we do get our ultimate ability, I wanted it on my mouse. Just making sure we had that there. Okay, take that. Iron Greatsword will leave. For obvious reasons. Not gonna use it. Right. Got hit good on that one. Maple Bow of Frost. It could be. Let me just check that. 2059 frost damage, damage to 1084. So let's compare that to the other bows we have picked up. That one does training. And that one's just a regular maple bow. So yes. Nope, wrong thing again. There we go. I was here trying to hit one, but I went a little too far and kept hitting escape. Dungeon damage dealer, I will take it.
Poor Laurel. Take his Meridian medallion so we can remember his sacrifice.
Taken. Got it. Blocking, attacking. Boom. Got it. We'll take that. Just check map here. Okay, so we gotta just keep moving. Things will just continue to respawn in here. Not worried about that. There we go. Alright, more movement. More loots. Yep. Okay. Keep moving. So we got something else to the right up here. Bookshelf, there we go. Hello there.
Priest Bavian! Our own... I'm safe in here, but the rest of the temple... It's overrun with monsters. Worse, they're our own priests and pilgrims. I saw one pilgrim attack poor Larelvor. Ripped at his flesh with her teeth.
Did the storm cause your brethren to change?
The storm? I hadn't thought of that. Terrible things started happening after it began, though. This may be heresy to say, but Meridia has abandoned us. She doesn't care what happens to this place. I'm going to stay here until the danger's past.
Well, you should leave the temple before those creatures find you.
Who's there? Is that you, High Priest?
Well. That happened. Right. Just keep taking them out. Keep moving. Groove. All of the above. There we go. Bit more gold. No loots back there. Fine at that. head up here. Hello?
Murnazu gave me no choice, Bobby. I swear it. Just this morning, we were debating the mysteries of the colored rooms. Now he's gone. He attacked me. He tried to devour me. I had no choice but to kill him. To kill a cherished student.
Did he show any signs before he attacked you?
Signs? Do you want to know if he announced his intentions before he turned into a ravenous beast? No. Nothing. One moment he was fine. The next, he was a monster. The High Priest took the survivors and fled to the catacombs. You need to help them.
Okay, we'll go to the catacombs. You need to get out of here.
Priest Armin? Oh, wait. Follow me. He fled into the vestry.
Get him. Okay, take that, that. Nothing up there. Potentially, something up that way, but is there anything? Nope. Just keep moving. Nothing there. Let's check. Nope, nothing. Oh well. To the vestry we go.
Armin, please. You don't want to do this.
Possibly some platforming, literally. Oh, hold. There we go. Another one of these boxes. We are finding all kinds of goodies. I could learn training off of you, so I'll get rid of you. Shrunken werewolf head. Iron ingot and some jute. Nothing. Alright, so yeah, all kinds of creatures that I can see here. Up there, there. Yeah, bring them in. Hey, another player's here. Alright, let's go for it. Let's get some. Use that synergy. Alright. Okay, we got someone who's a bit higher level currently. Just follow them for a moment. Priest.
They're mad, beyond all reason. Even in this temple, Meridia's light does nothing to help those afflicted with this feral curse. We need to reach the catacombs and find High Priest Varkor.
Well, how do we reach the catacombs?
The catacombs can be accessed from deeper within the temple. We just need to get the key from the Chamberlain's sanctum. I think I know why the High Priest went to the catacombs. It's not only a defensible location, it's where our relic is kept.
What relic?
Meridia's Brilliance. It has the power to channel her light and purge the temple of this corruption. At least, I hope it does. High Priest Varkor wouldn't just hide in the catacombs. She must have a plan to save us.
I'll get to the Chamberlain's sanctum and find the key. Okay, catacombs key. keep moving. To the temple. Alright, so we need to go. Just keep going. Then over this way. Potential treasure over here. Don't see any. Just see if there's any treasure over this way. Also none. Okay. Keep moving. Got catacombs and powers and relics and things to get. I'm just gonna look. Was there like an easy way down and then could potentially get back up? No. Basically, if we jump off, we're kind of going back around potentially where we've already been. It looks like. Okay. Moving, moving, moving. No baddies. No real loot to speak of. There we go. Oh. That's Chamberlain. Not Wilt, though. Searching all of the goodies. Hello? Pattern common. Pack. Backpack. Take it. Okay, it was just a book. Never mind. I was thinking I found something and different. Did not pick it up. We'll be taking this key box and the key that is in it. Thank you. To the meeting hall.
Down here. Did you find the key that opens the catacombs?
I did. Hello. Boom. Another level. We shall get that shortly. Let's just have a little look-see. Nothing there. Couple baddies down below. Hiya! Careful. Take this mage. Okay, none of that.
Did you retrieve the key from the Chamberlain's sanctum? We need it to open the door to the catacombs.
I have the key.
Perfect. There are only 2 keys that I know of, and the High Priest has the other one. Now open the door, and let's find High Priest Vakor.
Okay. Get this. Thank you very much. So we've entered the catacombs. Now we just need to search. Just keep moving.
Even the catacombs are corrupted.
Take that. Hello. Oh. Homespun hat. No. More moving. More grooving. The lower catacombs. Spooky. Alright, this seems like a boss's place. So, now we shall get our reward. Claim. Bit of this. Commit the points. We unlocked crafting, clothing, woodworking, which is cool. But as I said before, In the dual wields, I would like to get Flurry. So now we got 4 skills. We can rock, which is good. No extra skill points left over.
The High Priest! By the light! Quickly, retrieve the relic.
Will do.
Retrieve the relic, and we can escape through the escape shaft.
Got the stun. Get it. Oh. Right. Gonna actually make room for all of this, so we can at least have some goodies that we can sell once we finally get back to Solitude. I thought we were just going to back to Solitude right away, but no. Okay, so more armor, but the training. We do get more stamina. I'm not going to equip those right now because that the training enchantment, or not enchantment, but extra bit of business. So I would like to level up a bit faster. So weaponry-wise, we picked up a Maul of Frost. We're not going to use that, but that's good for selling. However, we need to pick up some more of this Venomous Inferno Staff. That's pretty sweet looking. Oh. Max Magicka, but it has training. Less armor, though. Back to our consumable. Use you. Take both of those. Okay. Now. We'll take it.
This way, my friend. Let's meet back in the cave.
I'm surprised Meridia didn't come up and yell at us. Alright, so back to the cave. Let's climb on out. Get a bit of that drinkage. Bit of a stretch. Okay. Now just come back to the priest. Seize the greatness. Well, hi. You can see me, can't you? Big loop, and by big loop, oh, gotta make this run, which is fine. We got plenty of stamina, right? There we go. I went the wrong way. Okay, back to the cave. Whoosh.
How fragile my faith, when I can depend more on help from a stranger than from my god.
Well, at least there's some survivors, you know, there's that. What will you do now?
And such terrible things we witnessed today. An unnatural storm, vampires, innocent people turning into monsters. I fear this corruption cannot simply be prayed away.
Well, here the...
It seems that Meridia has abandoned us to our fate. Why? I cannot say.
Here are the Meridian medallions I retrieved.
Ah, thank you. These belonged to Roligmolf and Acolyte Lorelfor. I wish we could have saved them, but at least we can use these to remember them. I doubt we can recover their remains before the temple is sealed.
How are you going to seal the temple?
With Meridia's brilliance. I'm not sure my faith is strong enough to use it after all this, but I suppose I have to try. I owe that much to High Priest Varkor's memory. Do you have the relic?
Indeed I do. Here it is.
I'll work with our remaining priests. Try to use the relic to purge the corruption and seal the temple. If that doesn't work, well, let's hope that it does. Thank you, my friend. You stood with us while Meridia turned away. We won't forget that.
Not a bad little restoration staff. Daedric. All right, what will you do now?
The injured still need to be treated, and the temple's corruption needs to be dealt with. Despite the way I feel about Meridia now, I still have a responsibility. I won't walk away from it. Not like Meridia walked away from us.
Sounds like you lost your faith.
I lost a lot of things today. We all did. But that doesn't mean I won't keep trying to help the faithful. There are injured to tend to, and those poor souls who lost their mind to the storm. I want to find a way to help them all.
Okay. Do you know how to use the relic?
High Priest Varkor claimed it contained Meridia's divine light. There are rituals for releasing such power. Whether I or one of the other priests can make use of it, we'll see. I just hope we don't experience any more of those storms.
Okay. Ta-ta.